to me. So what I'm not I know you guys call this a creator show, but I'm not really a creator. I'm more of a sharer, and and to come from very humble beginnings, and to be able to find the investing world and um, really find your way that'll work for you is really what I really focus on. So as far as my channel, I kind of just share what I learn as I learn it. That's why people say, well, you put out videos left and right. And it's just because that's what I learned that day. It's not something that I plan. I don't plan a video. It's really just something I'm looking at that day, or some article I read that sparked something in my head, or a life history that came up for some reason, and I'll share it. And so that's why I don't call myself a creator. I call myself a sharer. I plan on retiring in 10 years from now, and it's going to be on a very small portfolio, and I'm going to live very cheaply. And so, if you want to follow my journey, subscribe to my channel. That's really what it is.
Awesome. Yeah, it's such a contrast to come after Curtis there, but both channels offer unique perspectives, and that's the cool thing about the whole community. So Manny, tell us about your channel, and just a brief introduction, and why people should take note.
Hi, yeah. So my name is Manny. My channel is The Average Investor. Mostly what I focus on, I talk about the stock market. So basically my channel is just like what the title says. Yeah, so basically my channel is mostly what the title says. Can you guys hear me?
I hear you, brother.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. So mostly my channel is what the title says. I just talk about the stock market. I am an average investor. I don't have a huge portfolio. I don't have thousands of dollars or millions of dollars or anything like that, but I'm trying to build it and just try to get better at investing. And so I just talk about stocks. Sometimes I kind of get out of stocks and talk about maybe general finance, but mostly I'm just talking about Apple, Tesla, and in general. And the thing I like about having a YouTube channel is not only you're educating people, but you're also educating yourself. And a lot of times I learn about the companies that I invest in by doing research that I probably wouldn't be doing if I wasn't making videos about it. So that's the cool part about YouTube.
I agree. I always say I went to college to be a teacher. I did not go in that route, but like one of the best methods for like teaching your students was actually giving them a project they would teach back to the class, rather than just sitting at the front of the room just lecturing them. So I always feel like I agree with that. Like, YouTube's a good platform to
I don't think they can hear us. Can you guys hear us? No.
Kenan can't hear us.
Kenan can. Okay, Kenan can.
I can't hear Manny at all. I can hear everyone else.
Except me.
You can only hear Manny. Oh, that's weird.
He can't hear me.
I can only not hear Manny.
Manny's not important. No, I'm just kidding. That's all good. That's strange that you can't hear. I can hear everyone. So, but no, Kenan, super excited that you hopped on, man. I was trying to comment on your videos to get you on, and you got me hooked up with your Facebook. But I really like what you're doing, man. Your editing's really cool over there. Again, if you guys haven't checked out Kenan's channel, make sure he's kind of newer to the platform. Check out his channel. If you don't mind sharing again that editing platform that you use to make your videos, there's some kind of unique way. Like he kind of like does things with his hands, and like these little characters appear. Like it's really cool. But anyways, make your introduction if you don't mind sharing that software you're using.
What's good, family? So it's Kenan Grace here. Follow my channel down below. You can subscribe. I usually show support back if I see that you're a content creator. That makes it a lot easier. It's harder to support people who follow me that want me to subscribe to them, but they don't post content. So it's just kind of weird. So, okay. I use InstaShot on my iPhone X. So I just posted in my newest video that for a while I was keeping up with like the iPhone trends, but then I stopped. But I stopped at the iPhone X. I was like there from like 7 all the way, right? But most of my life I was in a consumer-based mindset, and I could have been a poor millionaire by now, I'm sure, but I wasn't. I didn't know. So my channel, and the reason I started more recently is because I actually have a funny story. So why I actually started investing. I started investing about 2017, 18, like early 2018, let's call it. I don't know if you guys remember, but Kanye West, he bought like 100,000 shares or $100,000 worth of shares of Amazon and Apple for Kim Kardashian for like Christmas or something like that. And this was like 2017. And then I was thinking like, this guy's buying shares of Apple. And I was hearing all of the buzz about it. And crazy Kanye West actually inspired me to start looking
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome.
So then I did it, and then it was really working. As we all know, we're in a bull market, one of the longest bull markets ever. So everyone is great at investing at this point in time. We'll see how that turns out when it's a recession. But at this point in time, everyone's a pro in a bull market. So then I actually started to gain a lot of confidence in doing it. And then I noticed that there are so many people who think gambling and investing are synonymous. And that isn't true. And there's so many ways to invest. You can invest in yourself. You can invest into stock. You can invest into different skills that you have mentally that can earn you some money. So I've learned so many different tricks over the years that over the last 2 years that I really wanted to teach other people how to do. And just like you guys were saying, if I learn it, then you're probably going to hear from me. One of my favorite things about YouTube is that people don't have to pay me to get the information. They can
That's true.
get it for free. So then it's like there's almost a screen that keeps people who are interested in your things on the side that you are on, and people who don't really care for what you're doing on the other side. So then we find ourselves getting all kinds of love in the comments and things like that because people found us and people are looking for this information, and we have become the change that we want to see.
Yeah. I want to cue back in Curtis real quick. Curtis, you're going to play in the replay, but there was some issue with the startup. Just make sure everyone here that's in the live stream, we got 16 people so far. Guys, if you're here, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. It greatly helps the stream reach a broader audience. We can bring in more people. And now that we got 16 in here, if any of you guys are new, all the channels that you're going to hear tonight are linked in the description below. And like I said, I endorse all of them. Like I said, I'm newer to Curtis's channel and Kenan's, but they're both all great content. So Curtis, please, kind of, if you don't mind, just kind of giving the clip notes again on your channel. Because I apologize, it just didn't go live in time for some reason.
That's no problem. Basically, my name's Curtis, and I am a poor millionaire. My channel is about becoming more successful than you are. It's basically even if you do become a millionaire, then it's still you're not going to be rich. So you're still going to have I think once you retire and you've actually got enough money where you actually are a millionaire, then you start your next level of growth. If you really want to get rich, you can spend that time becoming more rich. So my channel is about being successful and being more successful than you are, and basically moving from wherever you are to the next successful step.
Very cool, very cool. My son is trying to find his blanket so he can go to bed. So he's asking me. So if you guys hear he's getting ready to go. So like I said, guys, I have 2 little ones. It feels like I have 5 now. I thought when I added 1 more, it would only be 1 more. It feels like 5. So, but all right. So let's jump back in. Like I said, so I want to start kind of going with Curtis now. I want to give Kenan, I'm going to rotate the direction here. So we'll shoot the questions back at Kenan and head back up. So just if you guys want to share, Kenan, what city are you from? And you kind of touched on it before. I think the introductions kind of did that. So I'll kind of skip over. You want to touch on your why a little bit more if you didn't feel like you got to. I feel like the introductions touched on that, so maybe we skip that one. But if you want to, sorry, I can't. All right, so I got to unlock sorry, we have the blanket. The blanket. Sorry, guys, if you're live here with me, the blanket is in the Tesla. I have a Tesla, and you can't use keys to unlock it. You got to use your phone. So my wife's like, "Can you unlock the car?" So let me do this real quick. Let me unlock the car. And how about Tesla stock this week? Jesus.
Oh boy,
It's crazy.
Who here owns Tesla shares? We got 3 of us. Curtis, you made a video about the Cybertruck. You didn't bite on the stock?
If I had bought on it, I definitely would have sold it right when Graham sold it, which was basically at 900. I mean,
that would be amazing. I sold some a little too short, you know.
What I didn't understand is why Graham didn't sell all of it, because it was the right move. I mean, he picked the right move. He just didn't, like, he only sold half of what he had. He should have sold all of it and then bought back in at 750. Because I mean, you just like, you do the evaluation of that company, and there's no way it's worth, you know, $170 billion or you know, it's just astronomical.
Yeah. Like I said, but that's good. This is all about you guys tonight. But like everyone, like I'm in Tesla shareholder groups as a Tesla shareholder. People can project. Well, why don't we do this, Broco? We'll do it since it's been big news all week. Let's talk about the bull. That's my next question. What is your bullish thesis and your bearish thesis on Tesla? And like we said, so Curtis just said he thinks that the current market cap is too expensive. What do you like? $170 billion market cap. So you have companies like Apple and Amazon in the trillions. Like how do you value a company? So we'll start with Kenan on this and let it go back.
Okay.
At what price do you think is a fair value? Where do you see Tesla?
So this is how I look at stocks overall in general. So at this point, and as you guys know, I am a pretty new investor. So what I like to think about is how much do people value this company? And that could be, for example, how much do people like big time people like Warren Buffett value this company compared to how the average investor values this company? What are their products? What do they have? What are they selling? What are they giving? And will the company be worth more in 10 years than it's worth today? So, for example, oftentimes, like with Graham, when he sold half of the shares, at first I was thinking the same thing. I was like, why didn't he sell all of the shares, right? Because we can all see that Tesla is, everyone's going to get afraid. The big time investors, they're gonna step out of this one and then jump back in at a lower price. So when it went to 950, you sell, and then we all knew it was gonna drop sometime soon, and then buy back in, right? At like 700. So, but either way, if you bought in at 900, you bought in at 950. If you plan to hold long term, I'm pretty sure that Tesla has such a grasp on the EV electric or any kind of electric vehicle market that they'll be a top competitor in 10 years, even when Toyota and all the other companies sort of catch up. Tesla is still like a hot brand name that people really gravitate towards. So I look at the long term. So even if Graham didn't sell any of his stock at all and he just held it, I would have thought maybe you should sell it. But he always says that he wants to hold long term. So then I understand that. So in 20 years, Tesla's going to be worth, let's say it's worth only 1,500 or something like that. But it's still more than any time in 2020. So the past and time in the market is the key to investing. So let's say that you don't really understand what a valuation is, or you don't understand what candlesticks are, you're a new investor. Get in the market. Don't think about timing the market. Get into companies that you actually believe in, and then just hold it.
So real quick, so the last question, then we'll move over to Manny. So you're a Tesla shareholder. Are you? At what price would you start buying Tesla shares again?
It really depends on your goals. So if it
no,
drops,
for you, your goals.
Me, if it got into the sixes, if it got into the 600s, I'm in. I'm all.
I think we dipped 690 this morning. Lower sixes, you're saying?
Higher sixes.
Higher sixes.
Only because I don't want to sell it in 5 years.
That's
Because
true.
It could very well be 550 in 5 years. But I'm sure it'll be in the thousands in 10 or 15 years.
All right, Manny, you're another Tesla bull. Then we'll get to Jerry, who's probably not a shareholder. It'd be interesting to hear his take after this. So what's your take on this current run-up? What do you find a fair evaluation? Where would you buy Tesla shares at again?
Okay, yeah. So I'm very, very bullish about Tesla. I think EVs are the future. Like everybody, GM, Ford, Porsche, everybody's trying to get into EVs. So no matter what, whether Tesla is going to be the number one EV or not, EVs are going to be the future. Currently, Tesla is number one, and there's no competition kind of out there. So that's the main bull thesis to have, where since EVs are the future, most people can agree to that, even if you don't like Tesla. And Tesla is the number one player in EVs currently with no serious competition. So I'm bullish about Tesla. Now, to be honest, the run-up has been unrealistic, but it's not the first time. We've seen this, like if you've been in the stock market long enough, you've seen this with a bunch of companies, not just Tesla. We've seen this with Beyond Meat. We've seen this with a lot of IPOs. It just happens. I think in the long run, it will go down, maybe back to like 600, maybe even 500. Who really knows? I would say not financial advice, but I was in Tesla way before that. I only had 2 shares, to be honest. It's not that big of a deal, but I was in around like 300. So at that point, it doesn't really matter what happens in the long run for me. So like, I agree with what Kenan was saying. If you're a long-term investor and you have a long-term view, I think you'll be fine. They're doing a lot of great things. If self-driving becomes like a real thing, that's going to be even more profitability for the company. So that could be very huge for Tesla. China, which is currently the largest EV market, they're in there. There's no real competition from people in China. There's NIO, but that's not even really serious. So my real case is EV is the future. Tesla is currently the largest EV, and I wouldn't compare it to like other. A lot of people compare them to car companies. I would compare Tesla to a tech company. It's more of a tech company than a car company, in my personal opinion. So I think right now, I definitely wouldn't buy. I read somewhere where like they said a lot of the new buyers were around like $900, and there were Robinhood said they registered a lot of new first-time Tesla buyers were around like they had like 4,000 first-time Tesla buyers at $900. Have you ever heard the term weak hands? Around that $900, those are people buying those are weak hands people, not people that buy and hold. So I don't want to be in that crowd. So it's probably going to go down because a lot of these people that bought at 900, maybe a little bit higher, 800, they're probably going to sell. So definitely watch out. But that's what I think about the company.
So at what price would you become a buyer again as a Tesla?
I think like, to be honest, since I got in so low, if it goes to 400, I really wouldn't care. I would buy more. If it goes to 600, I'd probably think about buying, but I wouldn't panic because if we all invest, I think some of us invest, and a lot of us are long-term investors. A lot of us are long-term investors. If you're a long-term investor and you've been in the stock for months, if it goes back to 400, does it really matter, to be honest? So that's what I currently kind of think. So. But around 600, that would be a good price point. I'd think about it.
Awesome. So Jerry, you are not a Tesla shareholder. What's your take on the run up, and what would make you put your money into Tesla?
Well, let me preface with this: that I am strictly a dividend investor, strictly. But my son does own, my 14-year-old. We just recently bought him an ETF that is exposed to Tesla as their #1 holding, which is ARKQ. So it's a autonomous technology thing. Now, for him, I think it's a great investment.
Yeah.
For me personally, because I'm only investing for dividend income and for a shorter period of time, I have zero interest in Tesla.
Yeah.
And I think that could be short-sighted on my part because Manny touched on it, that they're a tech company. And I think a lot of people just focus on the cars like I do, because I just focus on the cars. And I don't think the cars are anything special, to be honest with you. That's going to be unpopular. I know. But as far as the car industry, if you look at the car industry, it's very slim margins. So you have to really look at Tesla and their other technologies to where their profit's going to come from. Because I think in the end, the cars aren't going to really be where the profit comes from in that company.
Yeah.
So that might be their big thing, but I don't think that's what makes Tesla. And you know, the way they branch out into everything else is what's going to drive that long-term focus. As far as I don't think it's going to be cars, because they're just going to, if you just focus on the car part of it, eventually they're just going to be like any other car maker if you just focus on the car part.
Right.
But if we expand out and, like Manny said, look at technology and the bigger picture, then I think they can, you know, that's where the future is for Tesla. Now, will I ever buy into it? I doubt it. They don't pay a dividend. I probably won't be in it. If they paid a dividend, I might, but the price right now is probably 4 or 5 times higher than I would like it.
I hear you.
It'd have to be in the hundreds with a dividend. And that
That's
probably
not
will never
happening.
happen.
Yeah.
Never.
Well, the problem
never
is, you know, with dividend companies is they're kind of short on ideas, but have a lot of cash. Like it doesn't seem like Elon Musk has any shortage of ideas and things he wants to try. So
you're not gonna. I mean, you know, you're not gonna get Tesla to pay a dividend. I don't think ever.
Yeah.
It's just not gonna happen.
All right, so guys, we got 21 in the stream now. It was up to like 25 for a second there. So again, make sure all channels are linked in the description below. And if you could please just gently tap that thumbs up button, that helps more people come into the stream. And I think Kenan just disappeared. Oh, see if he comes back. But anyways, Curtis, so you want to buy the Cybertruck, but you're not buying the stock. Tell us your take on it.
Well, if I was going to be investing in Tesla, which I probably should have, I'm kicking myself but I would be doing day trading. I would have made so much money if I'd been day trading with Tesla, because I knew. I mean, it was obvious what was going on. It's the short sellers were pushing the stock because basically all the short sellers got kicked out, and it just drove the stock to the stratosphere. And you just knew that it was way too high. Even if we assume that it is going to go to 1,000, it's going to stay at 1,000. It's still going to bump down so that they can clear out all the little guys who are too afraid. So you just knew that stock was going to go up. You knew it was going to go down. I mean, it's like if you were day trading, you could have made a killing. And a bunch of day traders, I'm sure, are dancing in the streets right now. But as far as like buying and holding Tesla stock, I mean, I think it definitely has a huge opportunity to go to a stratosphere worth, you know, $2,000, $3,000 a share. But at the same time, though, you know, you just need he flips that automated driving on, and it runs over, you know, a couple of kids, and you get a lawsuit, and it wipes out all the stock value. So anything could happen in the future. Yes, Tesla looks amazing, and he's got a lot of moonshots that could pay off. It's a gamble, you know, a long-term gamble. It's a good gamble, but at the same time, though, there's still a possibility you could lose all your money.
So is there a price point that would interest you?
Oh, well, right now, I mean, I'd be if I was day trading right now, I'd just buy it at 600, sell it at 750 all day long. I mean, it's just easy money. You
can see the behavior.
That's all. You know, I would definitely, like, I still don't understand why Graham didn't sell all of it at 900 and then just wait. I mean, because even if you're going to hold it long term, except for obvious tax reasons would be the only reason not to sell it. But if you're going to hold it long term, you know, you dump it at that 900 was so. I mean, 3 days of going up. You know it's going to come down so that they can fill all their orders. It's just going to happen. You dump it at 900 and you get back at 750, even if you think it's going to go to 1,000, which it could. I think the new base price is probably going to be somewhere around 700. So if you can get it below 700 and you're holding it long term, buy.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I was. I thought that, you know, I was buying the low 200s. Pretty aggressively when I freed up. I bought a property and was buying. All my extra money was going to buying Tesla stock. And when it went up to 500, I was just like, this is 6 months. I'm up over, you know, so I took out half my investment and I just said, I'll let the rest ride. You know, everything else in there, we'll see if Elon can change the world and maybe they'll become a brand like Apple or something. So, but no, it's been pretty wild. Definitely something, you know, we had to touch on here. So guys, we're going to go back over. So Curtis, I'll start with you again. So with your guys' channels, did you guys have any kind of person that really inspired you or like a mentor that was active or that you still kind of use towards your channel? Or what was really how were you what was your inspiration to start your channel?
Starting with me?
Yeah, I'll start with you first.
Well, I had a YouTube channel before, but I had to shut it down because it was more political.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always wanted to do YouTube, but I knew I could do a finance channel and I thought about doing it. But then when I saw Graham was making a ton of money on it, I'm like, even if I make like, you know, 25% of what he's making, I'll be happy. Yeah. So, I mean, even if I am in the very low numbers, it doesn't matter to me. So that's basically, like, as far as a mentor or anything, I haven't really had one in a while, but I mean, I've had lots of books that I've read on real estate and on sales and on success. But like I said, already had a channel, started this channel.
Yeah, I got to say, I can probably be empathetic to that. When Graham started sharing just how much money YouTubers make, I don't think the public understood like the capability of it.
Yeah.
Like it's like, dude, I can talk to a camera about money and I'll make more money, like that much money. Like it was kind of silly. So.
Well, I also knew that there would be like, 1,000 people instantly go on YouTube and start talking about money.
That was probably me.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like when he did it, I was like, man, you're telling everybody to get on YouTube and start making videos right now.
It's so easy.
The competition.
Yeah. He makes it look easy. All right, guys, we're up to 30 in the chat. So whenever we jump up over these numbers, I just want to make sure that everyone knows that if you could please, I'm not sure how many likes there are, but if you can maybe even up the like button around 30, that'd be awesome. And all the creators, their channels are linked in the description. If you guys want to jump in the chat too, and I'll kind of be taking questions. If you guys want to ask questions in the chat, feel free. But we'll go to Jerry next. Jerry, what was your? I kind of know one of them. One of your persons that inspired you, but what was the idea? What was it like? It's time to start a YouTube channel. It's time to share my story. Who inspired you?
Actually, the one that inspired me is not really involved. He's involved in financial planning, not in investing. And it was because a couple years ago, I turned 42, 3. I don't know. I don't keep track anymore. But I started thinking, I'm an uneducated dude. I never had a real strong career. Don't have a college degree, never graduated high school. So I had no idea what I was going to do as I got older. I just figured I was relegated to living on Social Security. That was my thought. That was my thinking. And so I got on YouTube and started searching how to live on Social Security. How can I survive just on Social Security alone? Is it possible? Because, if you look up anything online, it says it's impossible. It says you're going to be eating cat food if you don't have $1 million. That's pretty much what the headlines are going to tell you. And so I found Heritage Wealth Planning. He's a financial planner that does a crap ton of financial planning videos, and he has quite a few videos that he does case studies of people that can survive on Social Security and how they can do it. And there's a video he has. This lady makes $18,000 per year. Can she retire? And the answer was absolutely yes. And the reason why was because she was making $18,000. She doesn't require a whole crap ton of money to have to retire, because she's already comfortable living on $18,000 a year. Does that make sense? So it doesn't, everybody's different is what I'm saying. So when I started listening to his videos and it started to give me a little bit of confidence, like, okay, so let me start searching out, because he started talking about index funds and investing. So I started seeking out other investors, and I got to Ryan with Independent Investor Channel, and he started talking about, investing your money. And that got my ball rolling. And both of them just told me, hey, start a YouTube channel. I was like, for what? I'm not, I'm just a nobody. You know what I mean? But they thought the same thing before they started. So I just said, you know what, forget it. I'm going to start it. And I got 10 years from now, I'm going to, if you're with me through the next 10 years, you're going to see me and my wife go buy an RV. We're going to sell all our stuff. We're going to hit the road and travel for the rest of not for the rest of our lives, but we're going to go enjoy our lives. That's awesome. And it's not going to be because we reached, because we hit the lottery or because we're rich. It's because we plan it out. And, a lot of people say, because I figure that I'm going to have about $250,000 by the time I'm 55. And then I hit the road. And people say, well, aren't you gonna run out of money? And I'm like, do you seriously think that I'm going to sit there and spend my money like crazy and watch it go to zero before I do anything about it. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's like, come on, stop being so scared. It's that fear factor that I don't like, that's pushed onto people, that really makes people feel stuck or afraid that they can't go out and do something.
Yeah.
And that's my thing.
It'll be fun to see you in 10 years take off, man.
Hey, stick with me.
Awesome. So what about you, Manny? We'll come down to you. Who was your inspiration and mentor, anyone that you still kind of follow to shape your channel?
So mostly I really used to, and I still kind of follow Jeremy from Financial Education. So, because he really talks about stocks, and that I do watch Graham from time to time, but I've been watching Jeremy for probably almost 3 years. I don't know how long he's been out, but probably early on. I was always into investing. I always amazed when I hear people that don't invest. It's like, why aren't you investing? Even if you don't know about stocks, buy an index fund, buy an ETF. I really don't understand it, especially young people, especially young minorities too. So I feel like investing is such an important thing. If you don't know anything about it, try it, learn it. So Jeremy was one of the people that I really, really followed. And then it was like, I like the whole idea of, if it becomes big enough, you could be independent. You can wake up when you want, work when you want, do what you want. If it works out for me and I can do that in the next, 5-6 years, long-term plan, that'd be awesome. I'd love to be like 30 years old and I get to wake up when I want, make YouTube videos and do that. If it doesn't work out, I'll work 9 to 5 and enjoy my life. So that's where I'm kind of at right now, where I'm at the point in my life where, let me see if I can make something. And if I can't make to become some entrepreneur or a businessman from YouTube, I can always, my job is still there. I still go to my job, come back whenever I have free time. I'm able to do this. But if it does blow up and I can make, like Curtis said, if I can make maybe 10% or 5% of what Graham makes, that's probably more than I'm making now. So I'll be fine with that. So so I just think I already like investing, and why not add YouTube to it and kind of combine it. But like, if you're not investing, I really don't know what you're doing. You got it. I have people at my work that like we have 401k. Everybody has 401k, but we have a match. There's people that literally do not sign up for their 401k with a match. So it's I don't know. Sometimes it amazes me, but like, I feel like you have to be investing. Buy Snapchat if you have to. Just invest in something and just kind of better your life, guys. The stock market. How much is the S&P 500 up? Like 30%. You could have just bought that. So that's how I kind of feel about. I'm passionate. But even if you don't know it, learn it. Read some articles. Watch some YouTube. Educate yourself. And get better every day. Like, I'm not an expert. I'm nowhere near an expert. Maybe 6 years from now, I'll be an expert. So, but I'm all for investing and improving yourself. I think investing is probably one of the greatest wealth builders out there, and probably one of the easiest wealth builders out there, possibly.
You mean in stock market or?
Yeah, stock market. Yeah, investing. Yeah, I don't know. Investing. I don't own any real estate or anything like that, guys. I'm just talking about stocks on Robinhood or Fidelity or something like that. But yeah, investing. But yeah, even investing in anything, to be honest. But if you haven't really started anything, something like real estate or something else might be a little bit higher barrier of entry and stuff like that. But yeah.
So Manny mentioned there, as we go to Kenan, I'm curious with the rest of you guys, that like this would be a platform he would prefer to like be, change his like 9 to 5 situation, where Curtis may be a little bit different. But is there anyone that also is really like that's like their goal with their YouTube channel, is to make it a career? Or so if you want to, Kenan, I want to bring that question to you. But also, versus we were asking, who is your mentor that really kind of brought you into the space? You mentioned Kanye, but was there anyone else besides Kanye?
So I wouldn't say necessarily that Kanye inspired me to do the YouTube thing, but just the buzz that he got into just Apple stock in general. It like made me look at it, and I was thinking like, I always preach, do your research. Do not follow me, Ryan, Curtis, Manny, GW Life TV. Don't follow us 100% of the way. Do your own research. That's super important to do. We are on here trying to teach you as best as we can
and also educate ourselves in doing that. But on our journey, you might find out that a video that we made a year ago completely contradicts a video that we made now because we have updated our information. We've learned, and this is what it's all about. So one thing that I would say really inspired me is when I started looking into stock, and then I started to see in real estate too. When I started looking into stock and real estate, I noticed, can you guys hear me well?
I hear you, brother.
We're good? Okay. I started, and I noticed that the tax code, I would say if anyone inspired me, it was the tax code. When I found out that if you were making like $1 million a year, the government is coming in for half of it if you earned it through a W-2 job. But if you earned it through capital gains and you held for a year and a day, you get to keep 90% of it. So I was thinking, whoa, like isn't that really something? The tax code is written, so everyone's saying, oh man, these billionaires, they're paying a lower percentage. Of course they are. Look at the way that they make their money.
Kenan, who brought that to your attention?
Who brought research? As soon, but it was like this, like, the celebrities and the buzz and the news, that kind of like, gave me a little shove to then look into it. So then I was thinking like, I'm like Curtis said, he started a political channel, or did a channel that leaned itself towards being more political. I was going to do a science channel, sort of like a SciShow or any of these science shows, because I'm really heavy into science education. But then I was thinking like, there's a lot of that done well, but what we can do, and this is way before I knew about any of you guys, because I'm sure you've noticed that there's such a community of smaller financial channels that aren't like Graham or the financial education channel, or like Jaspreet Singh. Like there are a lot of like smaller guys doing really, really, really good work. Yeah. And I didn't know that, and I learned so much from you guys. So if any one or any two people inspired me, I'd say it is the tax code for the tax code. And you guys really show me that the dedication, the consistency, the things that like for example, something that Jaspreet Singh or Graham or what's the other guy from financial education? I can't remember his name. He does quality videos. Jeremy. They might have said something 3 years ago that is dated a little bit to 3 years ago, but they're not going to keep making the same videos again. So then you guys might make that video for 2020. And then I see it and I'm like, oh, wow. So you're telling me when you're a millionaire, you still have to look at the prices and you don't have to like just throw it in the bag, right? Because you don't want to blow through your money. You're not Jeff Bezos, right? Like you still have to pay attention to like, but like there's no way that I would even have this wealth of experiences that I have. And it's so interesting talking to you guys because I feel like I know you because I've watched so many of your videos. Right. But that's my piece.
Well, and then last thing to you real quick. It's funny you said like Jeff Bezos. I wonder if we'll ever see a channel called a Poor Billionaire. No, I'm just kidding. But you were mentioning. I just want to see. So YouTube for you, is it something that you're trying to build a career for, supplemental income, having fun? What is the mission behind your content creation?
I'm so glad you asked me that. If I could build a career off of it, that would be a beautiful thing, and I would love it. And if I could make money like Graham, or even like 1% of that off of YouTube, what he said he made like $160, like $3,000 a month on YouTube. If I could make $1,000 a month on YouTube, like just doing what I'm already doing for free, that would be great. Right? Yeah. $1,000 a month isn't going to change my life at all. But it would just be great to then be able to, buy new equipment and not feel guilty that I'm coming out of my pocket. Like one thing that I heard Curtis say, I think I watched one of your videos and you said buy your toys, like have like your stocks buy your toys, or have your dividends buy your toys. You remember saying that, Curtis? Like don't buy it with your day job. And I was like, yeah, that's such a gem. Just drop a gem, right? And people need to hear that and they absorb it, and it's coming from you. And oftentimes people will comment on your videos and they won't necessarily tell you what important message they took from it, but they took it and it's theirs. And that's great. So back to your point, why I do it. It would be great to earn money on YouTube, but I really just want to sort of like archive my mind on YouTube because I've learned so much. And if I never earned a dime on YouTube, I think I would still do it for a long time until I started to feel like I'm running out of ideas and running out of new things to say. But let's not lie here. Everyone would like to earn money doing something that they enjoy. like teaching other people in a way, like Ryan, you were saying, you did some formal education in formal education to be a teacher. So we all teach. We all teach something. You have kids, you teach your kids. You know, you meet someone who says investing is gambling, and then you say, it's actually not. So we all teach. To get paid to teach and not have to do a lecture 5 times a day because someone can just go and watch your video, that's why I do it.
Awesome. So it's not. It's if you make it, what will be with it. You're okay with whatever way it goes.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm okay with whatever way it goes. I would love to make money off of YouTube, but I love more because financially I'm doing just fine. I'm doing just fine, but I'm actually doing well. But I would love to have other people get where I am because it isn't magic and it isn't some special skill that I have. Like, for example, I made a video with like Allen Iverson and how he like blew through his money. Most of us will never have the opportunity to get $250 million playing a sport because we just aren't, that just isn't who we are. But getting a day job or starting a business and investing your money well, or even making like GW Life TV, you were just saying you thought you were gonna have to live your life on Social Security or something like that. I don't want to misquote you, but something of that nature. But you could still get to $250,000, which some people making $50,000 a year will never reach because the way that they live their lives. They get money and then they raise up their expenses to meet it, and then they'll never have that nest egg. So it's like the things that you guys do. I hope that whether or not you make a lot of money on YouTube, you continue to do it because it's so important for the people and generally just as an economy. It's just better that we are financially educated and you guys are contributing to that.
All right, so I want to bring that same question over to Curtis, and then I wanted the next question is going to be what is your favorite thing about YouTube, which I think Kenan really hit home there, and also what's your least favorite thing? We'll touch more about that. So Curtis, are you trying to be like a not so poor millionaire with YouTube, or what is the goal behind the career or the ambition behind growing this as a business? You're a businessman and a real estate investor, so I'm assuming that's the vision behind it, right?
Well, what I would like to do, if everything works out perfectly, is I want to make YouTube a business. So I probably want to do more than one channel, and I want to grow it, and but I don't plan on getting rich off it. If I get money off of it that's not reinvested back into YouTube, then I probably just buy more real estate and then get rich off the real estate. Real estate is my number one way of actually getting rich. This is pretty much my day job, being on YouTube. Even though I don't need this day job, I can survive off of my other money easily. But this is my moonshot for my next level of getting rich. So I can build this into a business and then buy real estate with it and then be rich, super rich.
Yeah. I hear. So far on your YouTube journey, even how long ago was your YouTube channel? How long have you been doing YouTube for?
I started like November.
Oh, so it was political, and then you changed it within.
Well, no, my political channel was like 2 years ago, and I got up to about 500 to 600 subs, and they basically demonetized everything that I did because it's political. You say anything political on YouTube, and you're not saying exactly what they want, then you're demonetized. Right.
All right, so that's your backstory there. So what have you? So that's probably the thing that you don't like about YouTube. What other things do you not like about YouTube? And then what has been your enjoyment? What makes you show up? Do you shoot all the videos? Because you were doing videos almost daily now. It's every few days you're doing them.
Yeah, I slowed down a little bit. YouTube is not super easy to get views on. It's not. It was easier back when I started my political channel. I mean, I had videos with 80,000 views, 10,000 views, and I was probably my political channel was probably only going for about 2 or 3 months, and I'd already hit 500 easily without doing any giveaways. I easily to get views, easy to get subs. It was easy. This has been much harder.
Yeah.
I thought that I'd get more subs quicker, and I thought I'd get more views quicker. Now, when I do a Tesla video, that's when I get views. My last Tesla video got 4,000 views. That's the first time I've actually had a video that got above 300 views in a couple days. So
Wow.
that was my first breakout actual video. So there's so many problems with YouTube, but obviously it's really the only game in town until I believe that TikTok will actually go into video, and when they go into video, then pretty much everybody's going to migrate.
That'd be interesting. I mean, you feel like the market needs competition, so and it's strange that YouTube has been able to have such a stranglehold, and it's fascinating. So, but we'll move that same. So Jerry, well, I wanted to ask you too. So just curious, you have this 10-year plan to hop in your RV, have $250,000 Social Security. Is this something that you want to also supplement your income with, like documenting your journey? Would that be ideal?
That would be ideal. That would
Yeah.
be super ideal, because if I can make $500 a month on YouTube 10 years from now, I mean, that's quite a few tanks of gas. You know what I mean? I don't have a problem with that. And I actually think that that area of YouTube is kind of played out as far as the travel videos. But I don't know. I mean, if it works out, and it you never know. So I just figured I'd just start it. And if it happens to be that it gives me a little bit of income in 10 years, man, that's awesome. For me just to be sharing stuff that I'm doing anyway, it's like a no-brainer to me. But that's not my total goal for this channel. My total goal is really quite selfish, to be honest with you. And it's just to keep myself interested, to keep myself accountable, to document my journey, so I can, it's easier to learn and become better when you apply and talk about it, write about it, record video about it, all of that. So it's quite selfish for as far as why I do the videos, because a lot of it is for me. So we'll see.
So, then I just want to ask you, what do you dislike about the process? What's like annoying? Or you just love all of it, or what's frustrating?
No, there's a couple of things I don't like about YouTube, and it's the spammy people. I mean, it's just like, dude, I know you didn't watch the video. I put out a video, I uploaded at 11 o'clock. I upload a 15-minute video, and at 11:01, I go, awesome video. It's like, what? Come on, man.
No,
maybe they had it on the highest speed level, like times 50.
Yeah, I try to be, and lately with my life being crazy, like if I'm not gonna watch the whole thing, I'm not gonna watch it. I'd rather you not watch it. If you're not gonna watch it, I don't really care, to be honest.
It's
actually bad for
bad.
It hurts. Like, don't watch it, brother. Like but that's actually something I don't think has really been addressed on one of these. But And
also, another thing I don't like is thumbs down. Now, I wouldn't mind a thumbs down if you gave me feedback on why you didn't like it.
Right. That's true.
That's fine. I don't care if you don't like it. Give me a thumbs down, but tell me why. Because just a thumbs down doesn't tell me squat. It doesn't do nothing for me. It's like I can't improve. I can't help you whatsoever with just you giving me a thumbs down and not saying anything. It doesn't help nothing. So I don't know. Those are just two of the things that I dislike. But
I'm with you on the spammy comments. I don't know. I haven't heard anyone else bring that up, but it's like, it's obvious you didn't watch the video. Or Daniel with Informed Trades made that video about how he supposedly shorted Tesla stock before earnings and how he lost all his money. And then he made this video like crying about it. Like at the end, he said it's all a joke, but everyone's like saying they're so sorry.
Right. They were like, oh, I'm praying for you and all that. I'm like, oh man, you guys didn't watch the
video. You didn't watch the video. Anyway, so Manny, we'll bring it to you, brother. What is you kind of started like with the mission of the channel, so we'll kind of wrap it up there. But what is your least favorite parts about YouTube? Like we kind of, and if there's any other unique things that you like about it, like we know like self-education, community, and things like that. But what are some of the annoying parts of YouTube?
The spam, I agree. The spam, I'm not a fan of it.
We called it out.
Yeah. Just even like 5 minutes, even give me 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Usually if I watch a video, I like to kind of say what's in the video, to show. I could just say, hey, what's a great video? Have a nice day. I usually like to, if I'm watching it, I want to give you credit to give me credit that you know that I watched it. So I usually do that. But yeah. So yeah, that part, I would also say it's not easy. YouTube is pretty hard, especially for the small channels. Like we all gotta hustle, we all gotta work. YouTube's not gonna help you. They're not gonna promote you. Really, they're not gonna do anything for you. And I agree, it's capitalism. Then why would they? They don't know you. They don't know who you are. They don't know anything. So you kind of have to work for it. The thing I like about it is the potential is so high, but it's not easy to get there. So you're kind of out on your own for a long time until you kind of figure it out, and then they'll try to support you. But that's the one thing I don't like, that it is hard. You can make great content as like maybe even as Graham Stephan, but you will not get his views and you will not get his accolades, and he's earned his. But I feel like I wish it was just a little bit more fair to most people, but that's life in general. Life's just not fair. But I feel like if you've made like some great video, YouTube, help us a little bit, promote it a little bit. And that's what I would say. But you kind of have to find your own ways to kind of get your self-promoted, maybe making searchable content, not just making any videos like Curtis was saying. Making a Tesla video will probably get you some views, unfortunately, but that's what you may have to do to kind of get where you need to go to grow. But yeah, it's not easy for the small guys. This was my second channel. I think most people, usually they're on their second channel, because first channel you go and you think, oh, it's gonna be easy. Let's get this done. In 1 week, I'll have 1,000 subs, and now I'm gonna be ruling the world, and I'm gonna quit my job. And then you kind of realize it, and then you say, okay, this is hard. It took me 5 hours to make this video, and I just got only 15 people watched it, and I have a watch time of like 1 minute, and it's a 10-minute video. So it's you kind of realize that it's not easy.
I want to jump into it and see if maybe I could add, like, part of this is getting creators together and seeing like how we can help each other. And I know Curtis got some feedback on this when he's talking about JMax, but so YouTube is only going to help you so much, you know, and then like to hit their magic algorithm is a little bit tougher. But is there any other ways that you guys are using to share your content to get it to a broader audience that could help other creators in the chat here, or just anyone that they're not aware of?
Yeah, so what I use, there's this one, it's an app, it's called Stock Twitch. Basically what it is each like stock has like a chat forum. And in that chat forum, you can post your videos, and they don't take your videos down or anything. So like if you make a video about Tesla, you can literally search Tesla's Stock Twitch, it's an app, and you can post it in there in that kind of way. And it's not really spamming because it's a Tesla forum and you're making a Tesla video. So that's gonna get in front of people that will already support it usually. And that's kind of one way. You won't get a bunch of views unless you spam, but you'll get maybe like 4, maybe 10 views if you're lucky. And it's not really spamming because it's a—
What's it called again? I'm going to put it in my notes.
I think it's called Stock Twitch. Let me look. It's kind of spelled different, weird, but you could just easily post it in there. It won't get you a bunch of views, but yeah, it's called Stock, and TWITS. So it's an app. And you search a ticker symbol, and that ticker symbol, it would be like kind of like a Reddit type thing, but each stock would have its own chat thing, and it kind of comes down, and you can kind of post it in there. I do it whenever I have a new video that comes out, or I post one in there. It won't give me a bunch of views, but it may give me like an extra 10 that I wasn't gonna get before. And it's from people that care about Tesla because they're in that Tesla chat forum or that type of Reddit thing. So that's one thing I use. And then I also do searchable content. If YouTube is not going to suggest you, which is probably the easiest way to blow up, that's how people blow up suggestion, is by doing searchable content, meaning not just random videos, but like not like what's in my portfolio, which may get you views, but like Tesla, $400,000 or something, that's going to get you ranked possibly, as opposed to my investing portfolio, which you're not going to get ranked on my investing portfolio, and kind of have to tailor your stuff around that type of stuff.
So trending topics and stock Twitch. So those are two things. Kenan, what's are you using any additional platforms to get your videos in front of? The biggest thing is like how do I get this in front of someone who's going to enjoy it? Or that's looking for the content. Is there any way you market your brand outside of YouTube?
I generally get a lot of. So it's like when I started my YouTube channel, I was thinking to myself, it would be great to get 1 million subscribers, but I came in, I think, with realistic expectations, and I said I could get 50,000 subscribers, but if I had 50 subscribers that really supported me, and all 50 of them were really there for me, and they really loved my content and enjoyed it, then that'd be great. And then I think that I've sort of cultivated that, but and bigger than before. So I think I have like 250 subscribers right now or something like that. Mm-hmm. And most of them, if not all, really support what I do. So like I'm perfectly fine with it, but I do post it on my Facebook, which is people that I just generally know, and I have like a phone contact list. So when I post a video, I just shoot a text to people, and then what they do is they'll share it for me. So a few just close friends and family, and I have a really, really like tight knit circle. Circle's kind of big, but it's pretty tight.
Yeah.
That's like cool. like a giant waffle.
Yeah, no, I hear you. So, Curtis, what about you? How do you? I remember you brought this up on JMax's channel, but using other platforms, because YouTube's only gonna push you so much. What are you using out there to get the word out?
Well, there's a bunch of ways you can do it, but I mean, when you first start, it's just send it to everybody you know. That got me about 150 subs right there. Just all your friends, everybody, not all your friends. Friends are going to tell you they subbed and then they don't, but you still get a ton of subs there. Then the next thing is just, contacting all the people in the group that you're in, which is like all you guys, and having you guys sub and watch their videos and make comments. And then the other thing I've been doing is TikTok, I've got crazy videos, so I just use my crazy videos to get me tons of followers. Heck, I've gotten 50 followers just while I've been sitting here.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've got 11,000 followers right now on TikTok, and I started that account like 2 weeks ago.
I'm having an issue. I'm trying to link my YouTube channel to my TikTok to start making content. Like I had one video where I was like pretending to sleep in the Tesla while I was driving. I thought that would do good on TikTok, but it wouldn't allow me to connect the channel. It says like error every time I try to reach out to TikTok. So, but I've heard like these newer platforms are just have such more favorable algorithms than when they become bigger. So I got to figure that out. But everyone's talking up TikTok right now.
It's easy. I've heard it's easy to blow up.
Well, he like Curtis just said, he's gotten 50 people just sitting here.
I forget his name, but the Logical Finance.
He's here too.
He has like 100K on. He has like 100K on TikTok, but like only like 1K on YouTube.
Yeah,
so, it's very.
He's famous over there.
Yeah, 100K followers. You can't really monetize that, but still, he says he can't get them over from TikTok to YouTube because they're different consumers and a little bit younger, way younger, and not really into investing. So it's a little bit harder to get them over to something like YouTube to sit them down and talk about investing.
I get at least one or two from TikTok every single day. And my TikTok has really nothing to do with finance right now. Okay. It's basically just girls on a boat or crazy videos like that. So blow it up. I've got tons of that content, so I just keep posting it.
Are you the Dan Blazarian of this YouTube community?
Yes. Exactly what it looks like.
So Jerry, what about you? What are you using outside of YouTube to bring people to your channel or to market?
Not a whole lot. I do Instagram. I'm involved in other groups like JMax group. On
Facebook?
On Facebook, Ryan, Independent Investor. I've been an admin on his page for quite a while now. I also moderate a couple of YouTube channels, make sure I comment on them. And I'm open to these types of things. you know, collaborations, interviews. I got an interview coming up next week with Heritage Wealth Planning. He's actually going to have me on.
That's
He's going to
awesome, dude.
He's going to do
The guy that inspired you?
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, that's cool.
Yeah, so that should help. I mean, his audience is probably not going to really transfer over to me because he does financial planning, and those are mostly a lot older generation that probably won't be interested in what I'm doing. But still, it's still awesome to do. I think it's still a good pathway to expand, and just don't be afraid to get out in front of people. And that's really that's been a big deal for me, is because I'm a very introverted person, to where I don't really like people. Well, I mean, I'm not a social person. I'm just not. And so for me to get in front of this camera and talk with people, it's kind of it's fun, and it breaks down my wall a little bit. And it helps me, because, you know, I don't know what I'm going to do in the future. I might have to use these types of skills to make some money. So it's kind of cool to get in front of a camera and know that I'm speaking to, you know, potentially hundreds of people. It's thousands maybe, and it's pretty cool that way. So yeah. That's all I do. Just keep myself open to opportunities if you know, if necessary. And I might be starting my own Facebook page. I don't know, because I ended up I was on, because I'm not a social media guy, so I don't even understand Instagram. I barely know Facebook, and I went on Instagram, and they asked me to change to a business page, or I forget what it was, and so now it created a page on Facebook. So I'm thinking, okay, I might want to do this now. So I don't know. We'll see.
And if I could give a couple things that have worked for me, and also my wife's channel, I learned this from my wife's channel, but with Facebook, we've had a lot of success, you know, taking a video that had a topic and then going into the group section in Facebook and searching content relative. Let's just use Tesla as an example. There's a bunch of Tesla groups that like Tesla shareholders, Tesla Model 3, Tesla this. And what I've done, and now all my Tesla videos are getting over 1,000 views. Some of them, the algorithm picks them up too, but you put them in front of these people, and that's the people that are going to click on it. They're obviously in that group or whatever it is. My wife does like Christmas DIY videos, decorating the house. And we just go to all like these people who love Christmas, and we just put it over there. And the videos really get picked up by the algorithm and a lot more clicks. And then one other thing that's really worked for me, it's allowed me, actually, I only have 1,000 subscribers. I'm getting my first YouTube paycheck this month. But I've been able to make over $500 a month with YouTube because of one video I made by partnering with Webull, the stock market, the stock app. And they pay me $60 anytime anyone uses my referral link. But the person gets 2 stocks. People are getting stocks over $100 and this, that, but they give me $60 for every time. And I just remember when I first used the app, like whenever you get a new app, you don't really know how to go around. How do you get the free stocks? People want free stocks. They want free money. So I just made a video exactly how to get your 2 free Webull stocks. And for the past 3 months, I made an average of over $500 just from people watching that video and going to get their free stocks. Just a stupid tutorial. And like that video's now made me over $1,500. Like, so just something simple. I'm trying to think of more things, you know. So like little, like I said, this is all about sharing tips in the community and like, you know, trying to embrace other people's ideas and try to figure out this whole internet thing, you know. So
I need to do that for Webull because they contacted me, so I'm a partner influencer, but I just thought nobody would watch the video, so I gotta make it.
I think they've contacted everyone.
Signs up.
Yeah, they contacted me because they're trying to get everybody. Because Robinhood is pretty much has the whole game, so they need competition. So, but I just thought nobody would click it, so I haven't made a video. I have it in my description, but I haven't made a video on it. But now that you're saying, I may have to kind of do a video on it, possibly.
Well, I just made a tutorial video, how to get your free money. Everyone likes free
People
money.
like free money. Free money.
All right, so guys, we're going on over a little hour. We'll kind of get into a wind down with like the last 10 or 15 minutes here. Like I said, I got little ones I got to help out with over here, but I got a few more questions for you guys. Have any of you guys? How do you deal with? How do you manage? Like for Curtis may be different. Curtis is in a, I think a very cool situation, but as far as being an entrepreneur, making more passive revenue. But how are you managing like a personal life, a career, and a YouTube channel? Do you find it challenging? Any kind of life hacks that help you keep up with everything, or have you dealt with burnout at all? So we'll start with Manny. Manny, we'll go to you, and then we'll come back around.
So I'd say it's kind of difficult. Like usually I do upload weekly, so I usually don't miss too much. But I don't have a specific date that like some weeks I'll upload 7, within 7-day frame. Sometimes it'll be 8, sometimes it'll be 9. I usually don't make before 7 days. I just try to do it when I want to do it, but usually I don't take it too long. It is a little bit hard to kind of have time. Sometimes you don't feel like it. Sometimes you're like, if I make the video, I need to come up with a good idea. That takes time. So that's not even part of the editing time. So it is a little bit hard. So I have taken weeks off. Like maybe the most I've taken off since I've started, it has been probably like 1 or maybe 2 weeks. And that was because I was doing something else, like I was traveling or going somewhere else. But I try to upload weekly. I just have a long plan or long goal in mind where if your videos don't have to be great, they should be great, but they don't have to be great. But consistency is probably the best attribute to have. You can have great quality. And there's a lot of channels out there that don't have the best camera or the best equipment, but they have loyal people that watch their videos because they've been consistent. And they keep grinding through their videos. So I think consistency is probably the best thing you probably have. So I try to keep that in mind. Like I don't make the 7 days, 1 video a week every week, but I'll make 8 days, 9 days. And whenever I can get it out, I'll try to get it out. Because once you start doing it long enough, you kind of get an itch where you don't put out a video. You're like, I need to put out a video, but not a lot of people are going to watch your video. So it's not like, oh man, I need to put out a video to my millions of subscribers. No, I need to put out a video to like the 200 people that are going to watch it. Because I'm pretty sure even if 200 people watch it, maybe there's like 5 or 10 people that really, really like your video. They may not comment, but they're probably somewhere out there. And once in a while, when you get that comment, it's good getting comment from creators. But when you get a comment from like a non-creator, just a regular person, no photo, no icon, just the generic YouTube, and he's like, wow, this is a great video, I like this, blah blah blah. That feeling is like something else. Because creators, yeah, that's great, but when you get it from just a normal person that has no other agenda other than he liked your video and he liked it enough to comment, that's a good feeling. I love that feeling.
I hear you, man. So Kenan, when you came on, you said just got done with my 9 to 5, all this, da da da. How do you keep it all together? And I'm not sure if you have personal life and everything too. How do you keep up with the YouTube grind?
Yeah, so I have a 9 to 5, like I was saying, and I sort of like break everything up into sections. So I go to work, and then I'm on like a 4 to 5 day schedule. So you'll see me post, like I posted today. So then in 5 days, I should have another video out. So it's on the first day he posts the video, and then the second day he rests. Third day I write. 4th day I record. 5th day I edit and post. And then that's my whole process. And then it starts over. He rests. And then it's just back and again and again. But it's easy for me though, because I already have my ideas going. There's a YouTuber, I don't know how to say his name, but it's like Nick Nimmin or something like that. And he tells you, like, you look up his videos, he always talks about SEO and like how to make searchable content and how to like pretty much how to schedule yourself on YouTube. So he's the guy who tells you how YouTube works almost. So it's like there's a lot of people like that. So
what's his name?
Nick Nimmin or Nimmin or something like that.
It sounds like Minaj or something is weird. I know who you're talking about, but it's spelled kind of like Minaj or something. Yeah, I think I know. Bald guy, glasses.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to pronounce his name. Yeah, it is Nimmin. It's
Nimmin.
This might look crazy on the screen, but he's a good creator, and he really helps out to like kind of help you guys figure out how to just schedule around your YouTube life. And because I really am trying to get into real estate, and have that generate so much income that I don't necessarily have to do the work that I do, which I like my job a lot, but I hate having that thing over my head where, you know, one day someone just decides they're having a bad day, they're gonna let you go. You know, like that is why we need to invest to secure ourselves, especially if we have kids. We can't have kids and then someone just takes the food out of your kid's mouth.
You have kids, Kenan?
I do not, and I am afraid to have kids because we live in a crazy world. However, everyone that has kids, more power to you. I full respect and I honor your decision. But so yeah, I do that. I do that 4 to 5 day thing. I'm trying to think about how I can do it more regularly, but at the same time, I want to keep my content at least close to the same quality that I've been putting out. And I've, like, when you guys seen, like, I have a video from way back, and I had a robe on, and I was just like, I'm just gonna go for it, right? Because I had you can get analysis paralysis, and I didn't want analysis paralysis. I was just like, you know what? Just do it. It's either gonna work or it isn't. As long as you get your message out, your message is pure, and what you're doing is pure, and you know you have a clear conscience. You can do it. It's something that you thought you could do. Go and try it. Give it a shot. Try to be consistent, like Manny said, and go from there. You know, posting every week. If you can do it minimum that, then you should try it. Everyone who isn't on YouTube yet, or you're thinking about that, you have something to say. For example, there's so many financial channels, but if you jump in, there's no one who's been through your experience. So there's no one who's going to do it like you. So then that's why you should start. Because we may all say the same thing, but in our own way that resonates with someone from a similar walk of life or a completely opposite walk of life. And then that just resonates with you because of the delivery. And I was telling some of the kids that I teach, I was telling them delivery oftentimes is more important than the actual content itself, in that the content is super important, but people won't receive it if it isn't delivered in a way that they like. So if I gave you an envelope and it was covered in dog poop, you would be hesitant to open it. But it could be the winning Powerball and message in there, and you'd be hesitant to open it. But if it smelled like, you know, a girl who, it smelled like her perfume, and you have a crush on this girl, you're, oh, what is it, right? So, but like, and the content is always so important, but how it's delivered, our different walks of life allow us to present that information in a way that is received differently from others. And this is why we all watch like the crazy things that happen on the news, and then we watch totally different videos, even though we're watching the same video, because our experience leads us to that conclusion.
Yeah. Like I said, we still have 25 in the chat. And if anyone's new here, I just want to know all these channels are linked in the description below. And like I said, me and Rick, we do this. So we're shooting for every Thursday. And so if you want to join future Creator Talks, just leave a comment down below. And if you guys don't mind, after, just dropping a comment in the video, so people want to contact you. So we've kept over 20, close to 30 in the chat all night. So that's been pretty awesome. So Jerry, let's bring that question over to you. Like I said, you have your own business, you have some flexibility, but you upload quite a bit. How do you keep up with the grind of YouTube, and do you find it challenging in any way?
It's easy. I don't edit.
Save like 2 hours.
I do not do anything seriously edited. I'm gonna leave all the ums and uhs and all the blank stares and stumble. I'm gonna leave it all in there for you to hear, and that's just me. I'm gonna I do my little Bitmoji things. That's kind of been my thing, but that's it. I don't do any editing, so it's easy for me. Plus, I work from home. I'm in my slow time, so like I uploaded a video today. I recorded it and uploaded my most recent one. Uploaded it, edited it. And I recorded it, uploaded it, edited it, uploaded it, dang it. And within 30 minutes, if that. So, it's not, for me, it's not hard, because I don't go through all the B-roll and editing and all that you guys do. I just can't do that. I don't have the patience for that. And so, and plus, like I said, I work from home. I probably will. I'm probably going to slow down. Because my business probably will start picking up here shortly. I've been thinking about getting a part-time job just to accelerate my savings rate. So we'll see.
Nice. So that's the secret. Less editing, more
Less
video.
editing. I mean, you can just upload straight from your phone, and it's right there if you wanted to.
So what about you, Curtis? How do you keep up with the YouTube grind and build? Because this takes a lot of effort. Like we would all make more money working at McDonald's, you know. So how do you keep up with the grind?
Well, when I first started, I actually hired an editor so I could have my videos done perfectly, and so that I didn't have to do it. And that's one of the reasons why it's easy for me to pop out high quality video every single day. And
yeah.
But then I was like, I was like, there's just not enough people. None of these videos are getting caught by the algorithm, so not enough people are watching them. I was like, and my editor wasn't editing them the way that I really wanted them edited. I was like, I really got to do this myself, and then or maybe hire a different editor. So it's tough. It's tough getting out the high quality. And that's one thing that I started doing once I got rid of the editor is I basically just walked straight through and tried to make as few errors as possible and do it in one shot. And I'm decent at that, but I mean, it's still like if you watch like the really good YouTubers, it's extremely edited. I mean, it's like they say a comment, edit, say a comment, edit, say a comment, edit. It's like that is really time intensive editing.
Yes.
I mean, it still takes me like an hour to edit a video, even though I basically shoot it all the way through one time. But just adding pictures and text and all stuff, it's time consuming.
Yeah. All right, so we're getting to hour 15. We're going to get into closing questions here. I want to thank you guys all for making it tonight. I know you guys have busy lives, and I really enjoy doing this, meeting different people, getting a community together. And it's awesome that this exists. I didn't even know like this exists. And I feel like I've been able to make friendships that like more people have common interests, like following certain things that I would meet in like my day-to-day life. So it's one of the coolest things about the internet. So guys, thank you all for coming on. And our closing question will kind of be a two-part question, and we'll start it with Curtis, and then we'll go back around. What is something interesting that you could share about yourself or your mission or your life so far that people have not been able to see through your channel so far? And then just kind of just wrap it up with a summary of like kind of a sales pitch to your video, like why people should go to your channel versus, what's the value in your expertise and what makes your journey different that they could find value from. So we'll start with Curtis. What is something that no one that you haven't shared that you wouldn't mind sharing? You don't have to tell any crazy embarrassing stories, but
well, my background's actually in sales. I've done a ton of sales training, a ton of sales. So I've done a lot of different things that basically takes people who aren't successful and then make them successful. Take them from no skills all the way to being successful at making a living, making a good living. I took kids right out of high school and taught them how to sell computer parts and all sorts of stuff. And it's the same basic theories of success, of how to grow, how to become better, how to get people interested, how to get that instinct of get things done, of become more productive, grow, and also get outside of your comfort zone, expand yourself, believe that you can do more than what the limits are only what you set, not what other people said or what society said. It's all in your mind, really. I mean, if you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. So the idea of my channel is basically to tell people that they can and that you can move up the ladder of success, but also to realize that the ladder of success is a long road. You can move on it, but there's always going to be the next step.
Yeah. So do you think you'll ever incorporate any of like your specialty that you had in sales training? Like that could be value to people that watch and kind of finance related.
Oh, I'm definitely. There's so much content that I want to do. It's just a matter of picking what I think is going to be available. And then I was actually thinking about doing certain sections on real estate and do an entire course for free instead of charging. Like I know everybody wants to put out a course and charge for it, and then do a sales training and do a success training. I'm trying to make people more successful from every walk of life, so that people don't get left behind. You know, because you see people doing these crazy things, and you're like, well, I can't do that yet. What's my next step? They don't know, how do I get from where they are to where you are, or how do they get from where you are to the next level?
Very cool. Very cool. So Jerry, we'll bring it over to you, brother. What you share a lot. Like I say, you bring a lot of content, but is there anything that you haven't put out there yet that would be interesting to learn? And if not, maybe something that is just unique to you. And I think it's a pretty unique story. Like when you post that video about like just proving that these couples that are retiring with not a lot of money, like there's definitely people like I know that like I share that video too, because like there's a lot of people like in their mid 50s, early 60s that don't have like anything, you know, and it's like just good to know there's some light there for them, you know. And what I think is a great mission. But what else? Is there anything that, oh, Kenan left again. Oh, sorry. He keeps on disappearing. But yeah, any kind of closing remarks and anything interesting that you'd like to share?
I think I've shared pretty much everything. Well, no, I haven't. There's some pretty horrible stuff that I haven't shared on my channel. I've shared some of my life story, and I hesitate to share some stuff because my mom is still alive, so I kind of don't want to. I don't want her to feel a certain way of how I receive things. So there's definitely some life things. That's why I called myself GW Life, is because I kind of share, what my life, what I came out of. It really wasn't pretty, and I like to share that with people because, you can do anything if you choose to, and the choice is really up to you. I mean, there's not a lot that holds you back. There's a lot of things in my life that I could have used to say, I'm not gonna go out there and be a productive citizen. There's a lot of stuff in my life that I could have used to make that excuse. So, there's some things I probably will end up sharing, but I'll reserve that at a later date. But the main focus of my channel is really the average person. The average person in America makes about $60,000 a year. So what that tells you is there is a buttload of people that make less than that. A buttload. And what I do not like is the way the industry, and it's mostly the financial industry, puts fear into people in that vulnerable area of people that are making $24,000 to $32,000, $40,000 a year, that are raising their family, that they're being taught that you have no hope. Essentially, you're screwed.
It's gotta be a scary place to be.
You just need to keep working. And there's a lot of people that are going to believe that 100%. They're going to think, damn, I'm just screwed for the rest of my life. And that's not the case. It's just not. And it really bugs the crap out of me when I hear stuff like that, or when I hear people say, Social Security is you're not going to go, it's going to go away. No, it's not. It's not. You want to see a revolution in this country, take away Social Security. It's just not going to happen. So don't be scared for, I know you guys are young, Manny and Kenan, you got a long time ahead of you, but as a middle-aged person, it's something that you should not be worried about. So I know I kind of just rambled there, but
that was
what my channel is about. Just the average person making it and participating in the stock market that that told us that was for rich people.
Yeah.
That was you couldn't participate that because you don't make $200,000 a year. You can't participate because you're poor. Well, why can't I participate in what's making you money? Well, it doesn't make sense, but it really puts a downward pressure on those people under that average to really put them in kind of like handcuffs to where they feel stuck, and that's what I don't like. So
I hear you.
that's my spiel.
No, that's very insightful, brother. All right, so there's a question from Q, and I think one from Dave I may have missed. I feel bad. Let's go over to Q's question real quick, make sure I have it correct. So you'll just touch on that, and Curtis, you'll hit this one, probably close the night with it. But you want to know what keeps you motivated to keep posting on your channel. If you just want to touch on that real quick, Jerry, then Manny, we're going to hop into something we don't know about you.
What keeps me motivated? Updating my spreadsheet.
Yeah, your dividends.
Updating my dividend income spreadsheet and watching that sucker go from, I don't care what it is. I put $10 into M1 Finance the other day, and I saw my annual dividend income raised by $1. And I was like, yes, right on. We are making progress. So as long as I'm making progress, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. As long as you keep putting one foot in front of the other, and that's with anything in life. If you keep put one foot in front of the other and you don't step backwards, you'll be just fine.
Yeah, awesome. So Manny, what is something that we don't know about you, man? I've watched probably every single one of your videos. What do I not know?
Okay, I think I've probably shared this a couple of times, not on my channel too many often, but I wasn't born in the United States. I was actually born in Italy, in Europe. My parents are from Africa. So at times my perspective and how I see the world, I think America's, no matter what political side you're on, America's the best country to be in no matter what. I hear stories from my mom all the time about how she struggled in Africa. Like people in America are living paycheck to paycheck, but some people in some other places of the world would love that paycheck that you're living month to month, day to day too. So I feel like the opportunity, there's no other place. We have a lot of faults, but there's no other place in the world that I would rather be than the United States. Not a lot of people get the opportunity to have this. Like I'm on a MacBook right now, and we're talking we're on like 4 different cities and probably 4 different states, and we're communicating and we're learning about things. So
you speak
Italian?
I feel like, do you speak Italian?
I used to, but I forgot it because I left when I was like 7 years old. So I had to either continue to learn English or continue to learn Italian. It wasn't really a choice. So I used to. That was my first language. But I have no clue now. I've forgotten everything. But I'm American now, so that's what I kind of say. But like even in places like that, I would say it's still better. America is still better. America is more diverse. Even with our issues, it's much more diverse than some other places in some European countries. So I think that's what I feel like. Like I said, no matter what side you're on, most of us would agree you wouldn't want to be anywhere else other than here to have the opportunity to possibly make what you can make with yourself. I forgot a quote about, I think it's a quote from Bill Gates. May not be from Bill Gates because I just saw it on Instagram. It's like, it's not your fault that you were born poor, but it is your fault if you die poor. It's a little bit harsh, but you have the opportunity. We all have different situations, but you just have to hustle. You just have to grind and try to make something, try to do it. Like I said, I'm going to try to do this YouTube thing and go on. If I don't make it, my job will still be there. My job is not going anywhere. So take the opportunity to try to make it. If you can't, then you'll just go back to the rat race, go back to work, and you'll live a nice life and everything will be great. So I feel like that's kind of something. I think
it's a good message going into political season. This is still a great place. Yeah. Everyone's going to be throwing the mud.
Let's relax, guys. It's still no matter what side you're on. Let's relax, guys. We're in America. S&P 500 is up 30% in the year. Let's have fun, beautiful. Guys. But that's
beautiful. What about you, Kenan? What is something Well, I want to make sure we touch on Keith's question, but what is something that, your channel still, I feel like, kind of new, where that you haven't shared that you wouldn't mind sharing, that would be interesting, and maybe that you would be sharing in the future to your channel that we don't know about you?
Okay, you guys can hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, because I keep muting myself. My dog's here, he's barking. So, all right.
You got a dog.
I have a dog. He's a good boy. He's a really good boy. So one of my things is I really, really do not trust having one stream of income. So like, for example, my job, I work in education. It's probably the most stable thing outside of healthcare. There's always going to be people who need to learn. There's always going to be people who will get sick, right? You can almost guarantee that, like, you can guarantee that people are going to die. So, however, having that one stream of income, I could go into work one day and, oh, you kids, you young whippersnappers, and then I'm out, right? Something, who knows what can happen. But if that happened, then I have my dividends and my growth stock to rely on. Or, you know what, the entire stock market crashes, aliens invade the United States, and the stock market's done, right? You know what? I have my real estate. People still need somewhere to hide and live from the aliens, right? Like, it's like you diversify, and then you become whole. So, and it's almost as if no matter how stable any one of the things are of your income streams, having all of them working together, sort of like an ETF, but of yourself, of your life, is that is what really strengthens your financial position in this world. So it's like, well, if you guys are interested in, to get back to specifically your question, if you guys are interested in subscribing to my YouTube channel, I try to give, sort of down to earth, actionable advice. Not really so much advice, but just tips and information that you can use, that you can really act on. Like, one of my videos was how I paid $200 for a cell phone. This is when, like, a month, and now I'm paying $50 a month. I learned about the cell phone program called Mint Mobile, and I don't put my affiliate link in there because I feel like at this point I'm not really. I would love to get affiliate link, commission, but I'm not too interested in that. So I just tell people about it, and then I hope that if they're interested, they'll go check it out for themselves. So I'm not really in it for the commission. So, but there's nothing wrong with that. We do this for free, and one day I will want commission on what I'm doing. But for right now, I think it's fine. But I get the same cell phone coverage because of my location and where I live as I was before. But I paid $150 less, and then I use that money, and then I invested, and now I'm growing more. So I'm growing my money again and again and again. So, like, by the time I calculated it out, so there's two things that can happen. I'm either going to be a millionaire in 15 years or 7. It kind of depends on where things go. But it's like I have a specific plan with specific numbers, and I can tell you what my net worth will be at a certain point in time because my plan is so hyper specific. And anyone can do it. It's like I was saying with Allen Iverson. It's not necessarily that I have some special skill. It's just that I know what I earn. I know what I spend. I know where I can reduce my expenditures, and then I set a plan. And then I put in some wiggle room. I look at the stock market. I think for the last 100 or 90 years, the average has been anywhere between 10% and 13%. So I say, you know what? Let's say 7%. And then in this time, I calculate 7%, and then I'll get to that number in 7 or 15 years, depending on what the interest is, because compound interest is one of the best things that ever happened to the universe.
Right.
But
Kenan, you brought up a really good point. I think anyone that doesn't get investing in one of your videos, when you're going over your stock portfolio, you're saying, I bank with Bank of America, but they give me nothing for my savings. But if I buy their stock, they give me a 3% dividend. They're not rewarding their customers, but they're rewarding their shareholders. So that was a very interesting way to look at the product. Obviously, I like the product enough to use it, but if I like it enough to use it, why shouldn't I get that 3% that the bank is not giving me? So I thought that was a really cool way to put it. I think more younger people kind of got in that ownership mentality. It's crazy that these publicly traded companies, they will fire employees, they'll do everything, but they will take care of their shareholders.
That's right.
Before they cut
That's
that.
So right.
So it's very, very fascinating. It's a very good way to put it. That's very cool. So, but yeah, I wanted to bring that. Make sure we got Q's question addressed. We'll finish it with you, then back to Curtis, because Curtis will get a chance to answer. Then we're going to wrap it up, bring it home. But what keeps you uploading? You know, what I think we kind of touched on ways, but what is it that's keeping you uploading? Is it the dream of making the money? Is it the passion, or anything else? What is keeping you on the grind?
So I would say at this point, it's really that I really care. Like I end all my videos. I'm like, you know, I love y'all. Take care. Like I do that because I swear it might seem a certain way, but I truly mean it. I wish the well-being of everyone to just, I want everyone to be more well than they are, and to understand, sort of like Manny said, and I forget who you quoted, I think it was Bill Gates, but it was like, if you were born a certain way and if you're born poor and you die poor, that's kind of your fault, right? It's like, and it sounds like a pointing finger, but what it actually is empowerment. When something's your fault, you are in control of it. It's not completely and utterly random. Some things happen. You can get sick. Some things happen. But if you feel as though something's your fault and you take it constructively, you can then empower yourself to act on those things. But if something isn't your fault, you have no control over it. The weather is not your fault. You have absolutely zero control over that. But how much money you spend and the things you spend your money on is totally your fault, and you can change that. So then it empowers you. So then Curtis, he went and spent his money on real estate, and he's reaping the benefits from that. You know what I'm saying? So he could have went and spent it on Doritos. And then what? That would have been it. He would have weighed 50 pounds more, and his bank account would have weighed 50 pounds less.
He would have been like 4,000 there.
Right? So it's like empowerment. This is what this is all about. Empowerment. Actionable things that you can do today. Start investing today. Look at companies, for example, like Bank of America, companies that you use, that you actually believe in, whether you know it or not. You trust Bank of America with your money. Not to say that you should invest. Do your research. However, if you trust the company enough that you use their services, look into it and see, maybe they do really value their shareholders more than even their people they're servicing. And you can be on both sides of that thing.
Yeah. No, your passion bleeds through, man. I like what you're doing over there. So, Curtis, let's give you the final word, man. What is it that's keeping you uploading? And just everyone that's been here tonight, thank you guys for joining. I think it's been a great stream. We're an hour, almost 40 in, and the chat's been steady all night with over 20 in the stream. So, before you get the last word, everyone, your channel's linked in the description below. And just thank you guys. I appreciate it. It's been a real fun night. So, Curtis, you got the last word, brother.
What's keeping me uploading? Well, I'm trying to build a new business. This is my new business, and this has been pretty entertaining. It's pretty enjoyable to actually have other creators comment and feedback. Everybody's been super, super nice and supportive. Plus, also, if you can actually help other people and make money at the same time, that seems like the perfect combination, because then you're getting positive people, saying, hey, thanks for helping me out. Now I'm more successful than I was. And on top of that, you're going to get monetized and get some money back that way. I mean, it seems like a really good deal. I mean, I can't really see any bad things about it. Obviously, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of struggle, and it's a lot of personal growth as far as making videos, as far as getting your videos out, as far as communicating well and editing and sticking with it and being consistent. But that's the basic, trying to help people and trying to make more money.
I hear you, brother. So, guys, have a good night. When we're back, we will have Rick, the entrepreneur, back. It'll be on his channel. And again, if you want to join any of these live streams, just leave a comment down below, and we'll connect and keep the series going, keeping creators going together, and just whatever we learn, come back to the community and kind of share. How can we help each other? We're trying to help people that watch our videos, but get the creators together and just try to make each other all better. So again, thank you guys. I'm gonna log out. We'll hang out a couple minutes after the chat. But until next time, guys, take care.
Take care.